This is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive On-Location in New York City. I have with me Robert Archer, Great Panther Silver Limited, GPL on the NYSE. Robert, welcome to SNNLive.
Thanks very much, Shelley. It's always a pleasure.
It's good to have you. Let's get right into it. Tell me about the company.
Well, Great Panther Silver is a silver producer. We have two mining operations in Mexico and another advanced project that we've just acquired an option on in Mexico as well, and another one in Peru. And so we're looking forward to advancing those projects that could give us two additional mines within the next 4 to 5 years. So there's lots in the works right now.
Now you see you're talking to an educated consumer. I figure if you're buying properties right now, you're buying them on the low and on the cheap. That's
Absolutely.
Really smart. Am I on target?
Absolutely, yeah. We like to think of it as a contrarian approach, but it's what a lot of people say they like to do, but often don't, and that's buy low and sell high. So we're at the bottom of the market. We're in a really good position in terms of a strong balance sheet. We have cash, no debt, and we're picking up assets for the long term.
And in my opinion, I would predict you're not done yet, because there's a lot of companies that have done drilling projects that have outstanding resources that don't have enough money to get another dime's worth into the ground. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, okay, let's go back to Great Panther. So what's the secret sauce that you have? Is it costs of getting silver out of the ground? Are they low enough that you can make money no matter what happens to commodity prices? Notwithstanding, it goes too low, everybody feels pain.
Of course. Well, I think we do have a lot of flexibility at our operations. They're both underground operations, and the grade is very good. And we've been able to increase the grade over this past 6 months in particular, and get our costs down, better grade control, and consequently we've seen our costs come down quite dramatically in the last 6 months in particular, to the point where we're actually still able to make money in this environment.
That's excellent. But interestingly enough, my query is, is buying opportunities, off-take agreements, you're not losing anybody coming to you to buy silver, are they? You still have a lot of customers. There's nothing going, right?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, we produce concentrates, and we have contracts in place to sell those concentrates to smelters and metal traders. So there's no problem on that side.
So as you look ahead, 2015. Look, I'm not going to ask you to give me ideas on the commodity prices because that would be ridiculous. But let's talk about 2016 in Great Panther. What's going on in the company? What can we look forward to?
Well, we're continuing to produce primarily silver and gold at a low cash cost, and if we can continue to pay for the development of these extra projects out of cash flow, that's ideally what we'd like to do. Both of those projects have been structured as option agreements rather than outright purchases, so that kept down any initial purchase price. It meant that we didn't have to go to the market to raise money, didn't have to borrow money. We can now advance those projects, prove them up, and by 2017, if we're successful, we can exercise the options at that point, make a production decision, and then move forward from there. So we've got a busy time ahead of us advancing those two projects while we maintain good stringent control at the existing operations.
You have big company mentality, because what I'm sensing is that, you're using up your resource because you're producing. So you're now going about finding new resources so that when, I'm not sure what size give me an idea of the size of the resource now.
That's always a difficult question to answer because at our flagship operation in Guanajuato, the mine has been in production for more than 400 years. So it's one of the largest historical producers in Mexico. But we are mining at a depth of about 1,500 feet, and it's difficult to drill off a large resource at that depth. So we will never have a large resource out ahead of us at an operation like that. But knowing the history of the deposit, this is a world-class deposit, and it just kind of keeps going. It's like the ever-ready rabbit. And at our other smaller operation, we've drilled off somewhere around 10 years mine life at this point in time. But with additional drilling, we could extend that as well. And it's been producing since 1952. We're not.
That's
we're
a
not
good
concerned.
district in my mind.
Yeah, we're not concerned about running out of resources there either. So, and at the new projects, the mine in Peru, which is actually on care and maintenance, it's important to mention that there's a plant on site which is operational, fully permitted. We could get that back up and running very quickly. But the project itself actually has a historical resource of almost 150 million ounces of silver equivalent. So, there's enough resources there. If you move that all into a reserve category, then you've got about a 50-year mine life, and it's still open in all directions. So it's a very large deposit as well.
What's your background?
Well, Shelley, I'm an exploration geologist by training, and spent 15 years with major mining companies before joining the junior sector, and now been in the junior sector for an additional 20 years. And I'm one of the co-founders of Great Panther Silver, and we started the company publicly in 2004, and just kind of went from there. We were fortunate to catch the wave of rising metal prices, particularly silver, and it's been good for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a website for you.
Our website is www.greatpanther.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Archer, Great Panther Silver Limited. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is GPL on the NYSE. I'm Shelley Craft. This is SNN Live, and we're coming to you on location from New York City. Robert, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.